I'm Devontae Hill and I'm 22 years old. I just graduated from college, just looking for an opportunity to kind of get out before I start grinding in a regular job. What I really want to be is a storyteller. Show people things that maybe they haven't seen before. Everyone has a story. When you see things on TV about, outdoors and things like that, all you really see is a certain type of demographic. You kind of get raised thinking that, okay, these things are not really for me. And whether that's making documentaries.
Whoa, chill out. You almost get me.
I just want to show people things that maybe they haven't seen before, give them a different reality.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was a state park ambassador that got exposed to the Buffalo Soldier program.
Attention!
I'm always open to new experiences.
All right, we'll take your picture. It's yellow. Oh.
I don't have too much experience with kids besides my cousins, and so they'll be interesting dealing with little people.
Salute.
The Buffalo Soldiers were created in 1866 to assist and protect the settlement as it continued to move further out west.
What we have here today, guys, are the 10 essentials of outdoor living.
These were the first black professional men in the U.S. Army. And they got their name from the Indians. When the Native American saw the Buffalo Soldier, he wasn't used to seeing a man of this skin color in the wool uniform. So the only thing the Indian could do at that point is compare this new soldier to something he knew out on the frontier. And that something on the frontier just happened to be the buffalo. They had a reputation of being fierce fighters, not backing down.
Like a buffalo come running right through there right now, he wouldn't run around you or jump over, he'll run right through everybody.
Texas Parks and Wildlife started the Buffalo Soldiers program to preserve the cultural history.
We're about to go out on a scouting mission.
And to connect people with the outdoors, get connected with the state park resource.
What are these that he's drawn?
When a participant comes to see the Buffalo Soldiers,
About face.
they are able to learn about what they did on the frontier, how they camped, how they cooked.
That's hard tack.
We use the Buffalo Soldiers' rich heritage and history to connect urban audiences who are not currently connected to their state parks, to get them outside. Get them outside throwing a baseball. Get them outside walking the trail. To get them enjoying what's in their own backyard.
All the landmarks that we saw, and we're going to make a list of them, and then we're going to make a map together.
The Buffalo Soldier program depends heavily on its volunteers.
Sergeant says, point to the lake.
When you're thrown into this situation, especially when you get to put on their uniform, you feel a connection automatically.
They accomplished so many things, building roads, putting up telegraph lines, mapping out areas so they knew where watering holes were.
Buffalo Soldiers were also some of the first professional mountain bikers. The Iron Riders blazed the trail of off-road biking for the country.
The women that supported the Buffalo Soldiers were strong, pioneering women. They would keep records about what happened in town.
The text messages that people send today started a long time ago with the Buffalo Soldiers as they were working on the frontier stringing up telegraph poles.
They were really pioneering this land that we now call America.
Come on up here, because you're going to be batting next. There you go.
The kids that we interact with, I hope that they leave with a sense of pride, with a sense of wonder, with a sense of curiosity.
You don't need all this fancy equipment to play.
So that they have a better understanding of not only the Buffalo Soldiers, but also where they come from.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
Black history is not taught in schools anymore. They don't talk about the kings in Africa. They don't do that anymore.
We fought just like the buffalo, just as brave, just as strong as the buffalo.
A lot of our inner city kids have problems because they don't understand the history.
We showed that we were able to do what anybody else out here could do.
These Buffalo Soldiers were from an era where they created their own company with a high level of expectations, requirements, and it produced a lot of dignity.
And if you didn't want to go outside and work, what do you think they said? Just do it, exactly.
I'm just asking these kids to just go and do and be the best. And Buffalo Soldiers was some of the best.
With segregation around, with these men combined into units of just other black men, going into settlements and towns where tensions were high, says a lot about their character and their spirit.
As we all know, the Native Americans were pushed off their lands by the U.S. government. Buffalo Soldiers were part of that mission, but at the same time, they were also trying to prove themselves to the U.S. government, to prove that they were more than 3/4 of a person, of a man. So both of these groups were trying to show the leading power, the U.S. government, that they are both human.
Anytime you listen to a story of people who have been put into really bad situations and still was able to do amazing things, that definitely has a sense of pride. Maybe I had a Buffalo Soldier in my family line at some point in time. That's really cool when you really think about it. Yeah, put a little bit more muscle in that one, man. Come on now. This whole experience has just been one of those life-changing moments. Trying to get that one. I've never really done anything like this before. I never really did anything with kids before, and so there's a lot of firsts for me. But it definitely got me a lot more comfortable with, sharing history with people. Yeah, that's a good one. A lot more comfortable kind of getting outside my box and kind of exploring something new and something different. All of them represent fish that you can catch here in Texas. And learning. Stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Coming up tonight at 10, a gruesome discovery.
I got a job. Hopefully this is the first step to me continuing my training and practice at being a storyteller.
And from there, we're going to go to camera 3, back to 2 position.
I see myself traveling through the beautiful state of Texas, telling stories about a lot of the history here, along with some of the groups that are doing some great things.
Who said it?
Come here.
And this is part of my story.